The President of the United States is going through what we Gen Zers call a legendary crash out. He is manically posting on Truth Social, attacking Republicans within his own party. He's attacked the marriage of multiple Republicans, people like Thomas Massie in Congress. And now other Republicans are coming out saying, sir, you shouldn't be attacking the marriages of people within your own party. Remember, all of this was catalyzed by a massive dump of emails between Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and other journalists like Michael Wolff. And, the dump only happened because Democrats released a handful of emails. Democrats said, look at these multiple emails. They're kind of weird. And the Republicans said, you're missing a bunch of context. There's over 20,000 emails. So they released all of them. They dumped all the emails. And as people have gone through them over the past 48 to 72 hours, the emails have gotten worse and worse. Rumors of Donald Trump doing sexual acts with Bubba, who is Bill Clinton for some reason. There are other things. There are emails of Jeffrey Epstein insinuating that Donald Trump had his nose pressed up against the glass watching young girls swimming. Really damning stuff in these emails. It's no wonder why Donald Trump is crashing out and starting civil wars within his own party. He's called Marjorie Taylor Greene, quote, Marjorie Traitor Greene, is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. Dude, he was posting this at like 7 or 8 a.m. DC time. This dude just wakes up and is fueled off of spite and rage all day. When it was 8 a.m., I was making my coffee and I was getting ready. I was listening to some music. Donald Trump wakes up and is immediately just like, Marjorie Traitor Greene. He then reposted his own post of him withdrawing his support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. I read this in previous videos, but, essentially he just goes off on her. Then he said 2 hours ago, again this morning, quote, lightweight Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Brown, green grass turns brown when it begins to rot, betrayed the entire Republican Party when she turned left, performed poorly on The Pathetic View, and became the rhino that we always knew she was. Look how petty this dude is. He's making fun of her appearing on the show The View, and he's calling Marjorie Taylor Greene Marjorie Taylor Brown because apparently green grass turns brown when it rots. You know he's losing his spark when even his nicknames aren't hidden the same as they used to. Not that he should ever be coming up with nicknames as the President of the United States, but at least they used to have a little bit of spark to them. At least they used to spark a little bit of controversy. What the hell is this? Marjorie Taylor Brown? What kind of lame ass? So then he says, Unaffordable Care Act. This was 12 hours ago, so, late at night, about in the middle of the night. He then posts an AI image that says Trump 2028. What is this schizophrenic man doing? He then posts a bunch of hate tweets about Marjorie Taylor Greene, just reposting other people, but it gets crazier. Just wait, it gets crazier. Last night, he said, I almost missed this one. He said, did Thomas Massie, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr., because of the fact that he always votes against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than an 8% chance of winning the election. And anyways, have a great life, Thomas, and question mark. His wife will soon find out that she's stuck with a loser. Bro, he's attacking the wife of Thomas Massie and Thomas Massie's marriage. By the way, this is Donald Trump trapped in a corner, desperately thrashing, trying to distract attention away from the Epstein files. This is his MO. Whenever he's caught in a corner, whenever the attention economy is focused on something that is negative towards him, like No King's Day, like the Epstein files, he tries to say something so egregious that people are like, wait a minute, I'm going to bite on that instead. Wait a minute, he posted an AI video of himself pooping all over the American people, like he did after No King's Day. Then people begin to bite on that. Then the headlines are more about that. Well, not today. We'll talk a little bit about his crazy posts, but then I want to talk more about Epstein. Doug Stafford, a Republican, said, the president probably should refrain from comparing marriages and personal behaviors in marriage with Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, each of whom married the love of their life and were good husbands for 30 years plus. No messy adulterous divorces, like Trump. No hush money to porn stars to cover up affairs, like Trump. What an absolutely gross statement put out tonight. Yeah, Republicans were okay with Donald Trump putting out hundreds, thousands of gross statements about Democrats, but right when it's about Republicans, they flip. Republicans played defense and muddied the waters while Donald Trump sent out thousands of heinous posts about Democrats, but as soon as he attacks a Republican's wife, then apparently it is too far. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, yesterday responded to Donald Trump's long post and said, President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he's actually going to this level. But really, most Americans wish he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America. She then posts multiple texts that she sent to Donald Trump where she's asking him, yo, just release the files. That's all that we want. And then after Donald Trump called Marjorie Taylor Greene Marjorie Taylor Brown, Marjorie Taylor Greene came out today and she said, quote, I never thought that fighting to release the Epstein files, defending women who were victims of rape, and fighting to expose the web of rich, powerful elites would have caused this, but here we are. In your statement, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you stumble upon the answer that you are looking for. When you are fighting to expose the web of rich, powerful elites, and Donald Trump has such a reactionary stance that he wants to push you out of the coalition, say that you are left-wing, and say that you are trying to put the entire party at stake, that is a tell. It is an indicator that Donald Trump is clearly one of those rich, powerful elites who is more than happy using his position of power to cover up the vast amounts of corruption and the vast amounts of Epstein commingling that he's done over the decades and decades of his career. I just want to end this off by really pointing out how scrambled and desperate Donald Trump is. Yesterday, he sent out a post directing Pam Bondi to go after a few Democrats. I mean, this is disgusting. The president isn't supposed to direct the attorney general in the first place, but now he's doing it to try to distract from his guilt. He said, quote, now that Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try to deflect from their disastrous shutdown, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi to investigate Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, all of these people. And then Attorney General Pamela Bondi says, thank you, Mr. President. The Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton is one of the most capable and trusted prosecutors in the field. Midas Touch says, in normal times, it would be a major scandal for the President of the United States to direct his Attorney General to criminally investigate his opponents to deflect from his own involvement in a major scandal, and for the AG to immediately announce she is doing it. The Epstein scandal and cover-up just got bigger. The cover-up continues to grow. Can I point out that this is a real photo of Donald Trump and Bill Clinton? I know there are a bunch of rumors about Trump and Clinton that are floating around, but this is a real photo that The Atlantic reported on in 2016. I thought it was fake at first. Honestly, my naive ass thought, wait a minute, no way this is a real photo of Trump just grabbing Bill Clinton's crotch in such a weird, overt way. But no, The Atlantic, Politics and Policy Daily, Bill and Donald make racket with old picture. Now, if you haven't watched my video from this morning, there are rumors that this goes even deeper. And what is Donald Trump doing? He's scrambling. He's trying to throw Marjorie under the bus. Listen, we disagree with Marjorie on a lot, on most things, but she's been telling the truth lately about a few key things: healthcare, affordability, and the Epstein files. Credit where credit is due. When she's telling the truth, we're not just going to continue to say that she's lying. No, she's telling the truth in this scenario for the first time in a while. And Donald Trump does not like that. Donald Trump is throwing her under the bus, and Donald Trump is trying to investigate only Democrats. Attorney General Pam Bondi is scrambling as well. She's the one that kind of reopened this can of worms. Honestly, her and Elon Musk really brought this back to the forefront, and now we are going to continue to fight to expose the truth. Double check to make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler feed below. I love you all. Thank you, and peace out.